What is the job of a dollar? Don't want what you don't want. It is not your business's job to pay your bills. What got them to become entrepreneurs? It was some sort of trauma. The other IMOs, their excuse for giving you low comp. Another personality takes the place of the host. You can see the client's true story. Do not starve your business. Choke it out by forcing it, putting the weight of the pressure of providing for you while it's trying to still survive. So welcome to our Enter the Haven team call. So first things first, just so you know the format, I'm going to go through always. We call it a 5-minute drill. I'm going to go through some philosophies that'll help your business. And then, of course, we'll go through the end, which is the reason we're here, is to hear about this CRM that we've been working on. I'm talking about intensively. The goal is to, whenever you're a parent, make your children's lives a lot better than yours. We want them to surpass us. So we do everything we can, go to school, build a business, create a legacy so that they can pass it on. And when we were born in this business, it wasn't necessarily that way. We had to always figure it out. And that's the beautiful thing about FFL is when you get into FFL, there are a lot of things that you do yourself that other IMOs don't do for you. The other IMOs, their excuse for giving you low comp is that they do all these things for you, right? And the truth is, do all those things add up to the comp they take from you? I don't think so. At FFL, you have to do a lot yourself. Yeah, you got to get your own staff, right? People ask questions like, well, why don't they have this together? Why don't they have that together? Well, let's stop for a second. Don't want what you don't want, right? If it was all polished and greasing perfectly and everything was just chiming, what that normally means is that the opportunity is gone, right? You think of Mickey D's back in the day when Ray Kroc started, it cost this much. Now to get Mickey D's, because they know if you get in, you're going to be a millionaire. It's $1 million just to get in. So yes, you have to go through some of those hurdles. And our goal is to make it as systematic as possible. Point in saying all this is we've done as much as we can. Now we've got to actually roll it out. And we're going to do that today. So prior to that, a couple of things that I think you should understand. You have to work harder on yourself than you do your business. This business, it'll do a couple of things for you. So case in point, what is the job of a dollar? The job of a dollar is to earn another dollar. I want you to remember that. The job of those $2 is to do what? Earn another $2. That's the job of a dollar. The job of your business is to generate income. And when you generate that income, the job of the business is to generate income. It is not your business's job to pay your bills. It isn't your business's job to pay your debts, to take your wife out to eat. I know, hold out, just chill out, just watch me here because I'm going somewhere. If a business has the ability to do both, then wonderful. But the business is a baby. Do you ask your 2-year-old, 5-year-old, 10-year-old to go to work for you? In countries where they got nothing, they got to do that. I came from one of those countries. But I want to be very, very clear for agents. Now, if you decide that your business is sufficient to do both, wonderful, but do not starve your business. Choke it out by forcing it, putting the weight of the pressure of providing for you while it's trying to still survive. So just remember that as you go through and you assess your business, just remember, you got to look at the numbers, call it for what it is. What is your profitability? And if it's profitable and yet you're not making it, you're not sustaining yourself, that's not your business's fault. The business is working, or is it? Look at the numbers. How much did you put in and how much are you getting out? And if it's working, all that means is you either need just more time to let it do its thing, or you need to be more effective with what you're doing because we only got 24 hours. Just keep that in mind. It is not your business's job to pay your bills. The business's job is to make income. Now, if you're not being effective and it's not making income, that's where we come in. That's where we can help you. But so many times we come to this business, we are bad at being business people, bad at budgeting, bad at trajectory, bad at looking plan to review. That isn't your business's fault. So let's separate those two things. And again, we are going to grow together and help you. Whatever your weaknesses are, that's where we got you. That's one thing that's different, at least with the Haven. This is not just about making money, y'all. It's about winning together, right? Whatever your weaknesses are, we got someone, right? If we don't know, we'll learn together, right? But we're trying to be business people while we're trying to generate a business, but you got to get some income first so that you can have money waiting for those bills, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing, and my time is running out because I want to bring Anna on at 10. Second thing is this. I want you to think of, there's a psychologist or psychiatrist. There's a book she wrote based on a true story called Sybil, Sybil. Sybil has schizophrenia, right? Now, Sybil, she was raised in traumatic situation. And you know what's interesting? You read other books, these business leaders tell us, so many entrepreneurs, you know what triggered them? What got them to become entrepreneurs? It was some sort of trauma. Something got them going. You look at the Marvel stories, how, you know, the origin stories, how someone became this superhero. Something happened where they got this thing spilled on them. They got a spider that bit them. Something happened. Some kind of trauma happened. So here, just hear me out. In these schizophrenic situations, one movie you guys probably heard of is Split, remember? Another personality takes the place of the host because that personality is the one that's the best at helping the person survive. My point in saying that is this: Hulk, he has to get triggered. All these things. Now, this isn't just Marvel stuff, right? One of the reasons we like it so much because it's real. Here's what I'm saying that. Eli Wiesel, he was the author of a book called Night. Folks were they were in the Holocaust. And here's what he found out. People that were nice, people that were strong died because they were only one person. My point in saying all these things is to ask you this: is the right personality driving your car right now? If you took me to Oregon, and I don't say this because it's not has nothing to do with Mac. If you took Mac to Oregon, to Mississippi, took me to PA, some of us, we've grown up in the school of hard knocks. Kevin, appreciate you being IC. We're all one of them. There are people we call survivors. You literally transform. Listen, I'm a nice person. You almost play the game. But when it's time for the killer in you to come out, the killer comes out. The people that die are the ones that are having granny still driving their business car when they need the killer. You need the killer Kamisha to come out. Why and who are you using to drive your car? I'm just pointing out this fact because if you stay rigid, you will not win. Driving a car is driving a car, but when you're in a race, you need the person that knows how to take corners. So you have to work harder on your mind to become that person. And if you are complacent, you don't change who you are, you will die. Just like Eli Wiesel found out. I'm talking real talk, y'all. Good people died when they were in the concentration camp. And he found out why, because they couldn't think beyond. They couldn't transform. They couldn't adjust. It's the same thing in business. Great businesses die. I'm talking, guys, awesome ideas. Y'all seen Shark Tank. Businesses die, not because the ideas are bad, because they don't know how to market. They don't transform. They may be good at the idea, but they cannot bring money in. That is critical. So if that's the issue, we can work on that because you are independent. Or if that's an issue, we can work on you building a business. But you have to recognize that you have to become someone different if the person that's driving right now is not doing a good job driving the road, okay? So become someone different. And the last thing I'll tell you this, we always want to give a training on, last thing. I'm sorry, I'm like a Southern preacher, 3 closes. The mighty mites. That's the last thing. This is real talk. I want to make sure you understand this is not just mumbo jumbo. In Texas, back when football was kind of, small, it was about the running game. That's all they knew. That was just one way to play. But there's a movie, if y'all want to watch a great family movie, it's called The Mighty Mites. These folks were from this orphanage, and they were small, puny, because they didn't eat well, all that stuff, right? They didn't get all the nutrients, and they were playing these big schools. They got together, got this football program going on, because this coach was the guy that was a coach. He was a football coach previously, but he wanted to give back. He came from an orphanage, right? So he's training these kids, and he said, I will use their strengths. What did he do? Well, he started the throwing game, and they beat all these big schools. True story. Went to a national championship. It was great. My point in saying that is you got to change the game. The way you play the game might have to change. So we got one FFL. We all got one comp. We got the same lead, y'all, right? I don't care whether you pay $2 or $150. They're the same people. Guys, we have the same script. And what is the difference? It's how you're driving the car. and it's how you're playing the game. So you need to inspect for real, for real. Are you playing the running game when you should be looking at, look, you are puny. You're about to get killed. You better get that throwing game right, right? You're still playing football, but if the throwing game is weak, you got to figure something out, right? So just remember, you have to adjust. That's why you got to work harder on your business. Then you start harder on yourself. Then you do your business. So I'm off that. All right, last thing. So as far as training for a product, we always love training. I want to think of when you're approaching a client. One product that we don't write as much of is Prosperity Life Group. So versus just telling you what it is, I'm gonna tell you why, right? Because it's one thing when we're brokers, our greatest strength becomes our greatest weakness, literally, right? We have so many companies, so we get analysis paralysis. Who do I go to? Here's the best thing you can do. Master 3 companies, just 3. Master 3, write those all day long, and you'll have the one-offs every once in a while. That will be better for you than having all these companies. So I write personally Americo first because it's easy. If I need to, I go maybe Prosperity is probably my second. So why do I write Prosperity? Why does it come to mind? If someone has a Direct Express card, meaning it's that card that people get from Social Security, whereas if a bank account, they have the money deposited into their debit card is what it is. You got to go Prosperity. There are very few companies that take debit cards. Prosperity, right, is one. Transamerica is another one, and AIG is a third. Now, because of ease, Prosperity. What I love about Prosperity is you can see the client's true story. They will tell you they're healthy. They have a little bit of cancer. They'll tell you they've never taken anything before. And then they get the client with Americo. If they say that, something's off. So Prosperity, they do live underwriting. Americo does something called, it's a score. A lot of companies do a score. They rate each medication by a certain score. If it exceeds that score, person's declined. With Prosperity, they give you a chance to open the curtain, if you will, answer questions back and forth. Hey, did he take this? We see he takes this medication. Was it for this? No, yes, no, yes. The person can get approved because they let you have that little conversation. It's not live, but nonetheless, it's better than the other. I love it because someone may take one medication. It's called ondansetron. It's a medication that's given for nausea, but it's also given to people who have cancer because, of course, radiation, nausea, right? But they can see, hey, we saw you have ondansetron on your record. Was it for cancer? You say, no, America will not take that at all. They don't care, right? That's just the way they roll. So that's one reason you write Prosperity. So I write Prosperity normally when it comes to those situations. They have a Direct Express card. If you think, if the word Direct Express card comes to your mind, immediately Prosperity or AIG if they're healthy, right? And then, of course, they also have the Family Freedom Term. Family Freedom Term, it's a hot product, y'all. Hot product. It's a term product. They even write it up to, I think, 75. Guys, it's a hot product. The term, I just wrote one for a gal. She was like 72. Gave her 100 grand, right? Gave me the same deal. So it's a great product. The best part about Prosperity is the ease of the app. At first, it's a little clunky. It isn't as easy as Americo, but it is a great app once you get it. You do not have to take a picture of the ID. Just when you're done with the application, just send it to New Business Processing at prosperitylife.com, and they'll take it from there. So that's the training for why go Prosperity. It's a great product to write. Really cool. Customer service is decent. So